thing I have to put on this video for you? What's the first thing we did? Where your fingers are going to go. And I'm going to slide this a little bit here. So the first thing you're going to practice is using 4 fingers on each fret. And I want you to do it as smooth as possible. And I don't care how fast, you don't have to do as fast as me. Just make sure when you do it that you try to do it without stopping. So one way, we never went through this, but one way I do is I normally just try to count. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's too slow, 2, 3, 4. If that's too slow, what I would do, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and go through. So all the way through. And the first 4 frets of every single string. Now that we've gone through that, you probably do that twice when you practice. What's the next thing you had to learn? How to do what with that sheet?
How to
read and understand it. So I'm going to explain that right now. To read and understand the sheet, make sure that you remember that the circles that have the numbers in them, they tell you what finger you're going to use for each one. So for example, E major has the 2nd fret, 2nd string, and it shows you where to put your finger, and it says 2 in it. So that means I use my middle finger. So I put my middle finger, there's a 3 right below it, and there's a number 1 on the 4th string down. And when I play those, what I do to practice is I pick each one of those, and once they're ready, I press as hard as I can, and I strum through. That's what we worked on this first thing, and then we learned 2 chords. I said 3. We learned 2 chords. You're going to learn the 3rd one. E major. And what do I do to make it a minor? Take off your index finger, and so it's the same chord. It sounds a little sad. So that was our minor chord. And we're going to use that when we learn that song that we were going through. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to learn to play an A chord. And the A chord uses 3 fingers. And there's an X in it. So remember that the X means you don't play it. I'm not going to say anything more on that one because I want to see if you can figure that one out. And so I'm going to just play it. And I want you to try to make it sound like that. And that's it. Look at